They're saying that he violates court orders all the time. Wow. So they're asking for $100,000, and they're saying the reason why is because he violates court orders all the time. He already has a harassment restraining order that he's violated. So we're gonna go get more into this, but it looks like Aaron's got some other issues that we haven't even that hasn't been brought up to light yet. But he allegedly has violated multiple court orders, has a criminal record, and on top of that, has active harassment restraining orders against him now. So Aaron is a horrible witness for the state, and this is going to make it even worse.
Place protecting a different individual. He recently was sentenced for an HRO violation. Did look up case law regarding a condition specifically regarding.
Now, he was just sentenced for HRO's harassment restraining order. He was just sentenced for violating another harassment restraining order. So this guy, I don't want to say he's a serial harasser, but it's starting to sound like that. How many restraining orders do people in the chat have, right? I've never had a restraining order, a harassment restraining order, multiple violations of. It sounds like Aaron has a problem with this harassment, and this will go straight down. And this is why you're going to ask for bail. This guy has it. Well, this is what the DA said.
Regarding this, I could not find anything on point in Minnesota specifically was reasonably related to the nature and circumstances of the offense.
All right, sorry for the audio. It will get better. It's just got the echo. But one thing they're talking about is that if you're going to give him a restraining order, then it would violate, because Aaron has the right to say what he wants to say, do what he wants to do. So giving him a restraining order, that will stop him from doing that, right? The court will order him, you can't do that. So to violate his rights like that, you have to give him due process and good cause to do so. So that's what they're talking about. They're saying, well, if we give him this restraining order, another one, then he will not be able to, then it won't be a violation of his rights based on the law as it is now. Now, some people would argue that it's a violation of right because he hasn't been convicted of anything. You shouldn't be able to take people's rights without convicting them. But the other argument is that this is his due process. He's in court, he can argue with it, and he can lose, right? The judge can say yes or no. So
additionally, I would ask for this to be held within time.
I say this for context.
So confirmed. He's already wow, you're talking about a crazy case. He's already has a harassment restraining order that he's violated. Now, I remember he had one against his ex-wife or something like that. So he's already got one. He's already been convicted. He's already been sentenced for that one. And now we have another one coming. No. Where did they find this guy? Like, this is crazy.
Concerning the severity of charges compared to other more severe charges you're mentioned.
So now that's Aaron's attorney you're hearing. And what he's doing is he's giving you an argument why they should release him with essentially almost no bail, right? This is a college-educated man. He's got 3 children. He's divorced. He's the breadwinner. He runs a company. So this is not someone who's going anywhere. And if bail, think about this, if bail is about whether he's going to show up to court, he's lived in Minnesota all his life. He's been a good boy. He had this harassment restraining order, but that's something minimal, right? He's never been convicted of any felonies. And on top of that, he has a lot to state. Like, he's not, he's going to leave his 3 kids. So if it's about him coming back to court, then all of these things, his connections to the community, his roots in the community are important, because he now, it's going to make him less likely to want to run. And he's running from these even though it's a felony, these are really minor charges, right? It's if he pleads out, he's probably going to plead out to misdemeanor. And even if he's convicted, he's not getting any jail time for this. Just so everybody understands, this is Nick has a better chance of getting jail time than Aaron does, because Nick has got a second-degree felony. This is a light felony. So with that being said, that's what his attorney's doing.
Any prohibition on speech should be narrowly tailored. That's all I have. Thank you.
Now, I will say this. Nick, right? What was Nick's bail? 50 grand, right? 50 grand. So he paid it. And now they were found with weight cocaine, guns, and kids in the house. And they got how much? What was their bail? 50 grand, right? 50 grand a piece. They're asking for 100 grand. And he's got, and all he did was send a picture over the phone. So this, so I don't know how they get bail in Minnesota, but damn, don't send a picture over the internet because they'll kill you. They're gonna ask for 100 grand. Where if you get caught with weight cocaine, second-degree felony is 50 grand. You know, and on top of like April, matter of fact, April got 20 grand. And she was caught with weight cocaine and in there with the guns and all this other stuff. So this is crazy. This is crazy. So let's see how much bail. Well, I know how much bail they give him, but if Nick only got 50 grand for weight cocaine, guns, and kids in the house, then he should get no more than he shouldn't get as much as that for them.
To relate specifically to the rights and safety of the alleged victim in this case.
So just so we're clear, so he can put up $75,000 cash right now, and everything the judge said, he doesn't have to do, right? Put up the $75,000 cash. He can go talk, blah, 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 whatever on his morning show. KCR is Kayla Ricada. KCR is Kayla Ricada. It's her first, middle, and last name. Now he can either pay the $75,000, they'll put it, he can say whatever he wants, do whatever he wants, or he can go for free right now. He can go for free, but he'll have those conditions. Now, I'm assuming he's going to go with those conditions because it just makes sense, right? Why would I, especially in a criminal case, why would I talk about her? Why would I do anything with, about her if we have an active criminal case where I'm harassing her? And obviously he has his harassment restraining orders and all this other stuff. So if you have all that, I think it makes sense. Now, the $75,000, let's just be real. That's pretty high. Again, you got one guy who's got caught with, second-degree felony coke and guns. He gets 50, but then a guy who sends a naked picture gets 75,000. That's a little high. Now, I would also say the conditions for both were different too. Like Nick's conditions were drug testing and all this other stuff and reporting to the probation officer and all that. Where his is really just stay away from them, contact your attorney, and come know your court date. So the conditions on both were vastly different. Way I think Nick's conditions were a lot more intrusive, where Aaron's conditions make sense in the terms of this is a criminal case and you want to stay away from them anyway. So we'll see. We'll see if he's able to keep his mouth shut and stay away from Kayla Ricada.
So I will impose that condition as requested by the state.
So that's what we got. So Aaron now has a harassment restraining order. Can't talk about Kayla Ricada. Specifically, he can talk about Nick, it sounds like, but can't talk about Kayla Ricada. He can still talk about his ex-wife, but can't talk about Kayla Ricada. And he's got $75,000 bail, but I'm thinking he's going to do the conditions because the conditions just make sense. If I'm his attorney, I'm telling him to do his conditions. Now, he also wants to fight these charges